Hey, Don here. Okay, well, I'm back with another live stream this morning. 6:50 a.m. Only been up all night, so it's a good time to do a stream. It took me about half the night to get it all set up. Okay, so I've got a machine over here, a computer someone gave me that I'm going to check out and see what it is. I know it's a gateway and know it had Windows XP on it. Haven't booted it up yet or anything. All I've done is blow it out, get the dust out of it, and set it up here, on my work table and in front of, get my cameras all set up. And I've got a new camera. This is an endoscope. It's a little camera on a long kind of stiff cable. And I really bought it mostly because I broke down and bought it because I needed it. I may have had a screw fall off my carburetor down in the intake manifold, and it might be gotten into my valves. I heard a noise that scared me, and then it went away. So on my 76 Blazer, and I've made a bunch of videos on all that. But I thought that's what I was going to use it for next, but it's going to be raining this week, so I'm going to go ahead and work on this computer and stuff. And that's the other good thing they're for, is you can get up close on circuit boards with them and stuff. This is it'll go up to like 1200 by 1600 or something, but it's really grainy at that. It only cost me $9.99. It's not a high dollar thing. Of course, it used to be $20 just a month or two ago, but I've been watching it. And the reason I was interested in them in the first place was to be able to see the solder and on circuit boards, or just to see and read the stuff on the circuit boards and stuff. But I mounted it. Let me get my little handheld up here. I want to kind of tell about it before I just get started working. I'll show you with my little handheld computer, handheld camera. I mounted it, last time I did a little test video with it, I just held it, and of course it was just horrible to look at video going every which direction. But you can get them, I just figured out a way to use this giant paper clip that I actually mount my phones on. I'm using those now. I was using a cassette case on one of them, and then I realized, hey, this paperclip will work good. I don't know if you can tell what it is. And there's two of them in there now. There's another smaller one that's holding the camera, and as long as you don't bend around it too much, it stays so far. And I put the rubber bands that I normally use to hold the cameras and the phones on there as a strain relief to hold it. And that's about the right distance. It depends on what you're looking at. You can get closer, but that's about as far as you can get a decent focus right there. That's my handwriting there on the box that it came in. And, whoops, okay, yeah, that's the right one. But anyway, and you can see the little gateway. I'm not sure if it's a Pt1 or a Celeron. It's going to be in that age, I'm pretty sure. I do not believe it's a Core 2 or anything like that, especially since it had XP on it. But I don't remember. I'm sure I kind of looked over the power supply and stuff earlier, but I don't remember what it says now. And so I'm going to get into it, and I'll have to, well, what I'll do when I get to it, I may lay it on its back and put the endoscope up on it somehow. I may have to take it off of there to where I can just handhold it, but I wanted to have it in there if I could, because it's going to be a lot steadier than if I try to hold it. You just can't hold it very still. And I did get it oriented up and down too, to where I can turn it up, in the air, and it would be aiming. Like if I had the computer standing up, I could turn it up. Of course, it's too tall. That's as low as that tripod will go, but it wouldn't work well on the other tripod. It's over there doing my other camera. I had it on there first, and it wasn't going to work well on there. So put it on this one. So let's get to work on that computer and see what it is. I got to go over there and plug it in, and I can move my mic over that way so that I can still talk on the mic while I'm working. I'll have to move that endoscope camera, but that's okay. Let's see. No, not that one. Yeah, so there you go. You can see what I'm doing. That one. Okay. And I'll get over there. These all these phone cameras I have to keep. I'm using a streaming app to stream to my local network, and I have to keep them plugged in because it uses up all camera apps. I figured out use up battery fast. But hell, I can go for 2. I've gone 3 hours before, and actually longer than that because I was, 3 hours of video, but another hour before that is setting up. Half the time I get everything set up, I have to stop and eat lunch because it took me that long, 2 to 4 hours. Today, I think I was washing clothes and stuff too, and doing kind of piddling around. I don't know how long it took me really, but it seemed like 4 hours. So let me get I didn't realize I still had my little pillow under my neck. My neck gets tired pretty quick. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to move on over there where I'm aiming the camera now and just get started on it, and I'll just switch over to whichever camera, gives me the best view of what I'm trying to do. I want to show, the components in the computer. That's why I hooked up the endoscope. It would be easier for me to just hold it and move it around, but it would be it's just such a, shaky, not shaky, but, well, it's dizzying, it's like psychedelic looking, when you move that thing around. I just can't move it slow enough hardly. So let's, I have to move the bike over, so you're going to hear a little noise with that. And we'll get to it. First, let me go back and check let's get on the desktop. I want to make sure my screencast is still good. So let's open up. I can't leave Firefox open. It'll use up all my memory. I'll say that every way. I mean, if you've never seen one of my videos, you won't know what my situation here is. So, but right there, see, 26% for the Firefox opening up, and 22% is pretty much what it stays at on OBS. Now Firefox finally dropped down, but Firefox will climb up to a gig of RAM and keep on going, and then at a gig, this machine won't really run anymore. So I just can't leave it open. I can't monitor my chat or anything. I've had an old friend everywhere caught me, saw my video 2 or 3 times in the last 6 months or so, and tried to say hello, and I wasn't there. And once or twice, somebody that I didn't know, just said something, asked me a question or whatever, but I didn't know until they were gone. They sat there, they took off before I ever got back. Anyway, yeah, I'm good. Got a good stream health and everything. OBS is really great. I love this app. It's an open source streaming app. You can also just record with it if you want. I usually record tests with it before I start my work, my video. Let's see. I've got too many scenes in here now. It takes me a bit to figure out where they are. Okay, that's where I want to be. Give me a little drink. And get moved over there. Okay. Now, the endoscope may be right in the way. I mean, there's no point in it being where it is, so I may as well just move it. It's not helping anything right now. Yeah, that'll be fine for now. The cable is pretty stiff, and I'll just leave the mic turned the way it is, I think, just as long as it's not... There we go. That should work fine. Just as long as it's not I'm not too far away from it. When I'm sitting over there, I have it aimed perfectly, to where I'm sitting. Forgot to get my light out, but it wouldn't help that much. I kind of need my mouse. Here we go. I didn't think of that ahead of time, but I can still... No, I can't. No, well, I have a couple more USB ports on the back of that. I was thinking I could plug in my wireless mouse and turn it on, use it from over here instead of having to move. I'm going to do that one way or the other. I don't want. I would have to move this whole table to get behind that computer, the one I'm streaming with. It's up in my rack back down there. But let's see. I actually have USB ports on my keyboards. But there used to be one. It's an old keyboard. I love it. But let me see if it works. it works. I never tried that before. Only thing, what would happen now is this. I have that keyboard on a KVM switch, so now this is on a KVM switch. It's mouse, so. But I can see, well enough to switch from here. I just needed a mouse. There we go. That's going to help a lot. Because last couple of times I did a video like this, I was having to slide. This chair, the wheels are worn out and they don't want to roll right anymore. So, and there's LEDs in that little endoscope camera, and it'll shine light on my computer. As a matter of fact, I think, what do I want to do first? Okay, I think I will hold that thing. Let's see how. Let's get it kind of. Yeah, I can do that. It does want to move on me though. The cable, it does fight. Well, you can see what I'm doing so you can tell what I'm saying. But and see, I can tilt this head up. There we go. I don't think I can get close enough though. And it will pop out if it gets too much stress on it. It's a a clip. I can move that computer this way. Might do that. Yeah. Okay, now let's switch over to it and just see if we can get it. I don't know if I can get in close enough or not, but we'll try. Oh wow, that's pretty close. I need more light, I guess. Let's see. Oh, resting my arm on the mouse. Really messing things up. Okay, I think I already pretty well had it the best I could have it, but didn't know. So here's our fan, and I don't know if I can. Let's see if we can look at that thing's upside down. Now I wish I had my camera upside down. Well, I can do that actually. I don't think I can read it. I bet you I can make it readable on the video though. Oh, maybe I can if I can get it lined up. Oh, here we go. Okay. Now I'm not looking at a full screen video screen. See, I'm looking at a preview. It's much smaller. It's about a third of the screen. I can't really read it, but you can, and I can later. So that'll tell us that's really cool though. I can see that that's clear enough to read. But that'll tell what the power supply's got. I'm not so sure. I can't see it. I usually bring my magnifying glass over here and I usually shine my camera through it. It almost doesn't look like the right tag to have all the. Yeah, there it is. Okay, DC power output. What was it 200 something watts? Ah, get closer. There we go. It's going to let you get really close. Can't do that with those. Can't do that with those phone cameras. Okay, now I can read it. 200 watt total, so it's not very powerful. Yeah, there we go. So I'm not even going to go through the rest of it. But yeah, now this is just what I was hoping this thing would do for me. And yeah, if the tripod itself wasn't in the way, then I would be able to show things like the stickers on the motherboard. But it does make it much more steady. So I'm leaving it in there. There's the sticker I was talking about. I could put it right up in there if the tripod is up as high as it'll go. If I could aim it a little differently, I could actually. Let me flip it again and see. Yeah, it as much moving around as that is, that's nothing compared to when I did my little test video. So And the light's really what helps. Let's see. I keep forgetting you can fold up the legs on a tripod. Oops, now I'm really getting in a mess. I got the cable stuck between the legs of the tripod now. Well, I knew this was going to happen if I started trying to do too much changing around. There. I almost think that might not be such a bad idea to do some more strain relief. I'm going to leave it. Whoops, kind of the way it was where I didn't really want it. I didn't think I wanted it to be that way. Now, yeah, it's up. It's okay. Oh, it'll go that far. Okay. Oh, I think it's not turning on me. It's just okay. Now, let's see what I can do with this. All you can see is the stuff out here, the wiring and stuff. Here's the yeah, for close-up inspection, the tripod is too much in the way to get inside this computer. I can't. It is good for like if you're going to set something on the table under it, but for what I'm trying to do right now, it's just tripod in the way. Okay, so I would like to know what that says up in there, but can't get it to aim at it. No matter which way I turn it, it aims at too much of an angle. There's my sticker again. Whoa. There. It's counterintuitive to what you think you would, when you're looking at the preview, it's counterintuitive to what you think you would need to do to be able to get it in a shot. Anyway, just a typical, it's only got 2 memory slots. I didn't take the memory out yet, and it's got 4 PCI slots down there. Just turn it sideways. And it's got a modem in there, nothing else in the slots. Has onboard video. So we'll just leave it at that for now. If I really get serious about looking at the insides, then I'll have to take it out of the tripod. But you know, it's just typical computer, nothing different, special, typical box. Now, if something's not working right, like this would have been perfect on that last one where I had bent pins, and I had it on the video card. It had a video card and it had bent pins. There is something there that looks different. Where did it go? Yeah, you see those wires? They're going somewhere. Oh, they're just going off the motherboard to the front panel, that what I just showed. They come around here to the front panel. I thought it was something different for a minute there. Just that front panel, USBs and stuff. Okay, and it has a hard drive in it. Don't know what it is yet. Only thing you can see is just those numbers right there. And I like to just fire them up if I can. You know, if they're going to fire up, I like to fire them up. Now, that's something you can never get to see back of the CD drive. Or it's a DVD drive. I'll show the front of this thing. I didn't do that yet. Let's see. Up close, I mean. DVD drive up in the top bay. If you've seen one like that, that box is holding up my mic stand. I can't move that. But, yeah, if my table, actually I could have put this on the table. It's a short computer. I probably could have set it on the table in such a way that I could aim this at it. Well, but not with it. It's just aiming down too much, even with it. I didn't realize it was going to, even when I stood it straight up, that it would be aiming down. I'll put it back on my mouse. Come back. Let's see. Yeah, okay. See, even when I have even when I have it all the way up, that's as high as it'll go, it's still going down. And it's still in there straight. It didn't come out of its, the way I mean, it's just not going to go up any. Oh, it's, I need to quit using it anyway. It's probably using up all of my resources here. Let's go to this desktop and see. I want to lose my stream. Yeah, I forgot. I probably can't use it for very long. Yeah, it was up to 40-something% of my CPU. Now it jumped way back down since I got off of it back. All the other cameras and the desktop stream, they won't do too bad. But that one will use up. It'll run steady around 48 to 52% of all 4 CPUs. This is a quad core with 4 gig of RAM, which is nothing super great, but nothing too slouchy either. Not the fastest thing I've ever had so far. I built a 6-core for somebody once, and sure was nice. I did a bunch of videos on it for them and everything. Instructional videos. Let me get a drink, and then I'll set this thing down, and I won't use it right now for a while. Set it down here in such a way that it won't. It does get, since I'm not holding it, it's fine, but it does get very warm. Get a drink first before I plug it in, because sometimes they like to just come on. I don't have it plugged in yet. They like to just come on when you plug them in. I don't have it plugged in yet. Okay, get a drink. I'm about to lose my voice. I also had forgotten to get out my CD case. I have my USBs out with my, bootable USBs and stuff, but this thing may be too old to boot to a USB. I got me a cough drop. Okay, I'm going to plug it up. Okay, it didn't come in. Oh, yes. Well, yeah, it did. I don't know if it's going to keep running or... Oh, I've got to switch my... In order to see what it's doing, I have to switch. But I don't want to be on that. Let's go to this machine. I've forgotten how I had to do it. Darn it. Well, I'm going to leave it like that. And you can see the monitor on the far right over there. Let me see what... Yeah. I actually kind of forgot about all that. I'm going to have to switch my KVM switch. I can do that from here with my long back scratcher. I don't have the... Yeah, I do have that keyboard on. So let me do that. Oh, look at that. Well, you probably can't read it, but I can. And that's who gave it to me. It works. I didn't know it would run. Well, I'll be dang. Oh, I see. Jeff gave it to me. And Laverne is the lady that he built this for, or maintained it for, whatever. Older lady. It's online and it's checking mail. I thought there was something wrong with it and it wouldn't even run. The others wouldn't. They had broken hard drives and stuff. I don't believe I took a hard drive out of it or anything. I don't remember if I plugged some of the others in the garage and fiddled with them. This one and that other one in the back of the room here, I don't think I had plugged either one of them in. Now I don't even know for sure. Anyway, I don't intentionally tell stories or lies. I intentionally tell stories all the time, but I don't intentionally tell lies. I just forget everything. So it's running. It just booted right up. No problem. Oh, but that wireless mouse is not doing anything now. That's weird. Maybe it needs a driver for Windows XP. See if my regular keyboard is doing anything. I mean regular mouse. Okay, I'll have to go over there. I mean, if I would have been thinking, I would have set one of my cameras over there looking at that monitor. I actually didn't expect it to just boot right up. I figured everything I'd be doing would be over here. Not right at the, working on the machine, the hardware. But first I'm going to see what's going on with the operating system. See, probably can't log in or anything because I wouldn't know the password. Unless Jeff used one of his old passwords that I might know, simple password, on his account. Well, let me just go over there and then I'll. Okay. I wanted to see what was the best scene before I continue on, or if I need to move a camera over this way or something. I can move them. Yeah, that just shows me, that just makes it even smaller to do that. And I can't, the cameras and desktop combinations, or the desktop, that's only the machine I'm streaming from. That's not. What I usually do if I'm running an operating system, I remote desktop into it. That's what I've been doing. Because putting a camera, like over here, say at the right of my desk, it's not as bad of an angle and not as far away, but it's still not good. And this one up here that's aiming at me, it would be a good one to do that with, but I don't have anything over here on the right of me to hang it on. It would have to be the one back there, one aiming at the side of the case that's on that tripod, and I'd have to drag the extension cord over here and plug it back in over here because I took it from over here and put it over there. So let's just I can't even, and that endoscope, it would not be, it'd be real blurry if you try to get far enough away to see that whole monitor. Didn't have that part planned out good, sorry. So let's leave it like that. You can see the machine, and you can see the monitor. That, kind of get a vague idea of what's going on over there. If I do get into it, there might be stuff I really wouldn't want to show online anyway. So, stuff that's not someone else's information there. So, I'll switch back over so I can try and control that machine. It may not even have US. I don't have a PS2 keyboard plugged into it, just a USB. It might not be. Well, XP would support it, but the BIOS might not, unless it's turned on in BIOS. So, we'll see. No, we got. Oh yeah, we do. The wireless. Oh yeah, the wireless is working now. Sometimes that happens when you switch over to a machine. It won't work, and then you switch off and switch back on, and it'll work. So it's working. Mouse is working. Keyboard should work too. So let's see. I would imagine there's going to be a password here. Right now it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I clicked on it. Oh, there it is. Just slow. Hadn't even done anything yet. I guess the keyboard's going to work. Looks like the keyboard's not working. Oh, there it goes. It was just really slow. It may have used to had more RAM in it and had some of it pulled out. I have some more of that kind of memory out there. I doubt this is the password, because he used to use a really simple password years ago, but on that other machine that's what was on it. But he got wiser. Well, you had to, you know, when things got worse and the internet, everybody hacking everything on the internet. I'm waiting for it to come up on the screen before I hit enter this time. It doesn't look like, of course, you can't just necessarily, I'm counting the dots, kind of, but I don't remember if XP shows all the dots or not. Yeah, it's not running good, I don't think. Probably infected, I wouldn't doubt. The mouse won't do anything now. Said, did I forget the password? You can click the question mark button. Oh. That would tell me what it is. If I could remember. I don't think I should. I'm not going to keep fooling with it, because I can just boot it up to a USB stick if it'll do that. But I bet I could figure it out. I just can't remember. I know what car he had back then. I just can't remember. You can't read that, but I won't say no more, just in case. Oh, now it starts to work. And after I already clicked on something else. I don't know what's going to happen now. But move that box out of the way so I can get to the USBs. First I'm going to try USB, and then if it won't boot to a USB, then I'll try. One of my phones is doing something different. There. I think I probably touched. Let's see if I can click on the login button. No. It just won't run. It may have like 256 megabyte of memory in it, or 128. I don't know. I didn't pull it out today and look at it. Probably should have, so I'd know. What I'm going to do then is well, let's turn it off first. I just don't know that this thing would out. At first I wanted to see, you know, what was going on with it. It won't respond now. Just the little hand is just staying up. Yeah, it's pretty much hung up. Go ahead and put my USB stick in there. Oh, now it did something. Don't tell me I had it right. And it's logging in. Well, his login went away, so then I see the other login. The person that this is whose computer it would have been. And the reason his login is even on there, I figured out, well, I got into Linux in 2005. And the first thing you had to learn was there's a root user that has full access, and then the regular you should not run as a root user. I did for a couple of years. We got a error, memory error. Something was not replaced into memory because error. Could be bad memory. Of Click OK to terminate the program. Okay. Could be one bad memory stick. I'd have to go outside and get some memory. I'm pretty sure I've got some. I'd have to see what kind it is, but because I took, well, all of my old machines like Pentium 4s and Celerons of the single core era, I bought, they had 1 gig sticks for $10 each, so I bought like 6 of them, 4 of them or something. Anyway, I filled up all my old machines I had before I got these. So the memory that was in them is in a box in the garage, so I might have enough memory to make this thing actually run. And the one I got running a week or two ago, it's got like 512 megabyte of memory, but it's kind of mismatched. It has a 64, I think, a 128, and a 256, so I could like, and I think it has 3 slots, so I could put, you know, like 768 in it or something. Probably. Oh, I thought it was going to blue screen. It blue screened. Problem. Same old, same old. Check for new hardware, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm going to hard shut it down. If it'll do it. There we go. Okay, now turn it back on. And there's a USB stick in it. And let's see if it'll, it didn't turn back on yet. See if it'll boot to that stick. And no, I've really never had any problems with running 2 mouse and 2 keyboards at the same time on a machine. I've done it all these years since 1998 when I first really got into computers. I probably didn't start doing it right away, but doesn't want to boot up at all. Maybe that's what it was doing. I have to get over there and hit the I'll unplug it and plug it back in. Now that time it didn't come on all by itself, and it looks like maybe it's going to try to come on. It may not be doing right now because I got that USB stick in it, and it doesn't know what to do because it may not be made to boot to a USB stick. It's not beeping at me like the memory in it is bad. Well, let's try something else. The light, green light came on, then it went out. Oh, that switch may be acting weird. Let me get my other little camera. Yeah, that's the thing I need to be fixing is this chair's wheel somehow. I've got another base, but it has a broken wheel, but it's metal. This is only plastic. You ain't going to fix this base. The other one, it had a broken mount that the seat mounted on, and one of the wheels broke off. And so I just bought another chair that was on sale for $50. This one I bought for $100 because it had like the massage and all that stuff. And which I never do use. And let's see, I want to go to that. Anyway, I've been using it for so many years now that it wore out these wheels. Okay, I want to get on there and see if I can get to where I can show. I can show it, but I can't. There. That's very precarious, but I'm bouncing on that thing and my keyboard tray. I wanted to show what the light was doing there. And you might be able to hear that pump in the speaker. I have the speakers plugged in. Whoa. Let's see what happens when I didn't figure that USB stick was causing that. I may have a bad memory stick. Because this looked like it was a memory error. It said it was a memory error is what it said. Of course, it usually always says something to that effect, even when the memory's good. The switch is bad. But when I plugged it in, it just came right on. Now it's doing that. This is a tripod. You can turn these things, you know. I was trying to turn the legs to the best spot. Well, it is hard to turn, but it will turn. That reset button is all the way up in there. I wonder if it's stuck in. It shouldn't be up in there like that where you can't even push it. Because that's what it's kind of acting like. Like something wrong with the switches. Okay, let me go around. First before I... Yeah, 54%. Let me get off of that little camera before I end up with no machine to stream with. Oh, wrong one. That's desktop. I want to get on my desktop anyway, though. I want to check my stream before I go on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take off that front cover and check that switch. That reset switch is so far up in there. It's like it was somebody took a center punch and punched, you know, in a hammer and knocked it in or something. It might have fell and got hit on something. Or I think it's maybe there was the spring that was in it broke or something, and made it hang all the way in. And it's what I'm thinking is maybe it's the reset switch is hung on. You know, it's a reset switches are momentary switches. You know, they only connect when you touch them. You know, push them in, and that causes the reboot. Oh, well, now start switches on computers, some of them are on off, and some of them are momentary switches too. But if you set the BIOS to wait 4 seconds before it turns off, then you know you can hold that switch in. And that's how you do a hard shutdown. Hold it in until it shuts down. Usually it's about 4 seconds. Sometimes it's longer, but I'm not doing what I came here to do. But yeah. Anyway, these desktops, some of them are. I can't remember now. I had one go out and a heck of a time figuring it out. But, okay, yeah, that's all good. That's showing back when I was messing with the switch. It's good stream. Everything's good there. Okay, that's what I needed to know. Now, yeah, I don't think the main on-off switches are really momentary switches. I think they're just, they kind of make you think they are, the way they act sometimes, but... See, when you hit it again, it doesn't turn it off. It'll just sit there like that until it quits. Of course, you can't see it now because I got it on the wrong. Yeah, I think that the... It's been so long since I worked on a switch like that. I can't remember if maybe they have like momentary and on-off built, you know, double switch. They may have more pins than I remember. I don't remember now. I'm not gonna, I'll shut up now. Oh, I heard something kind of reset or do something. Let's see if it... Let's go back to the endoscope. No, it's just doing the same thing again. So, yeah, now it goes out. And... So, yeah, let's get around there and look at that. I'll go back to this wide camera until I get over there. Okay, we'll move over. Well, I'm having all kinds of fun today. Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. I wonder. That's what I was trying to show. I don't know what in the world happened. I must have bumped the bed or something. That's where this other. I've never. First time I've used that metal tripod, it'll fold up at the drop of a hat. But I must have bumped the bed or something, and it turned. Everything turned over on me. Okay, and so let's get out of that mess. Yeah. My cable. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to take that cover off to even begin seeing what the can't see the back of this. You can see the wires, and that's it. Where are they? We're looking at the bottom of the. I hadn't thought about that. We'll get a good view of the bottom of the hard drive. Okay, so what I was going to show is that right there. But you can just see the wires going in there through the. You can see where they go through, but I'm going to have to get this. This is an advantage, maybe. Oh, screws? Usually it's just little clips. You know what? I think these are actually half decent clips. I've never seen metal ones before for a front cover, but it looks like maybe you would loosen that screw and it would let that clip go on through the hole. Sometimes they just have screws in them. I've seen that. And most of the time they just have there's another one up there. It's up very hard to get to. I wonder if it's just a snap-on, snap-off. I bet you don't loosen that. I bet it's just like a metal snap-on, snap-off. Let's see, I'm trying to get to that other screw, the one that's more out in the open. Yeah, I think maybe it just snaps on and off. So let's go to that other wide shot because this is going to use up my resources anyway. This darn wireless mouse doesn't work the same. You know, when you move the mouse, it doesn't respond in the same speed and distance as my regular mouse that I'm used to. So I actually don't like it too much. Pick it up and it just aggravates me. Okay, so put that back over there. Okay, now we're on the wide shot. Let's get a screwdriver and see. Ow! Yeah, it's just a pop off, so it should be pretty easy to get opened up. Yeah. Okay, let me get the other side there. Keep having to move my stuff. Thinking maybe I can use that endoscope to show and to inspect that down there. If I can get this to switch over. Now, Okay, there's nothing wrong with that part of it. And the bigger one, it didn't seem to have anything wrong with it. The actual switch, that comes off really nice. And it's metal keepers. I've never in any computer I've ever had, I've ever seen metal keepers for the front cover. They're always plastic and they always break. Okay, let's see. Get over here to the front. I forgot it was plugged in. Well, it didn't go back out. I wonder if it's booting up. Now I'll have to switch to the where I can see that monitor, see what's going on. Okay, let's see, which one do I want on for that? Yeah, that'll let me let the video show. I think it came back on. I think I'd be better at a stand-up workbench and a headset mic or something, as much as I hate wearing them. This chair wears me out. I started to turn that a different way where I wouldn't have to hardly move the chair much, but I didn't think I could get to the mic to talk on it. That table, turn it a different way. Let's see if it'll come back up. I don't see any video now. It's on, but I don't see no video. Switch again and make sure it's not just a matter of the KVM switch not picking it up. Sometimes it doesn't. Usually you'll see video even if the mouse and keyboard don't work, though. It says no signal, so. Oh, that switch seems to be hanging in. Yeah, I believe we have a bad switch. I forgot. Oh, I was trying to see the video screen, but there is no video for me to see. But I'm now more interested in that switch. So let me get back to where I can show what I'm talking about. Okay, we'll see about switching to the, it's pretty hard to figure out where to put the mic sometimes. Hang on. Yeah, that switch hangs in the main power switch, so that's our big problem there. I may have a switch out in the garage. I had 2 brand new ones, and I put one in my mom's machine. Oh, now it's doing something there. It's probably just hung in. Yeah, it was hung in. So, yeah, see, it hangs. So they are, yeah, so that's a momentary switch too. Well, I think they're supposed to. I'll have to look at the wiring. It may be that it connects in 2 ways, like a momentary switch to get it started and then lets go of that starting circuit and then keeps a run circuit, a connection for the ground or the power, whichever one it uses. Kind of think. You see, they go down here to the motherboard. If I can get a shot on that. They go down there to the motherboard, and so it's not a standard old on-off switch. It sends a signal to the motherboard. I just can't remember if it's a momentary signal or a constant signal. It may actually complete the circuit, like if you put a jumper over 2 pins, and stay that way as long as it's on. I can't remember now. They're all I think they all work fairly well the same. Well, I do remember that some of the older machines, they would push on, push off. When you pushed them in, they stayed in. And but some of the newer ones, like my mom's, it was the one that threw me for a loop because it's been several years since I fixed it now. But for one thing, it was an intermittent problem, seriously intermittent. It would do it and not do it, do it and not do it. And but it was acting kind of like this one though, so that's one reason why I kind of went straight to that pretty quick because I'd seen it before. But and that switch it's physically messed up. It gets in and it sticks and you wiggle it and it pops back out. So I know it's bad. But so it may be. I just need to get it off there and kind of see, what's broken in it and everything. I'm about to lose my mic. Hang on. Okay, it was about to fall between the stuff. Well, first I'll unplug it. Okay, something's got to be better than that. This handheld camera, well, I can hold it. I don't think I can work with one hand is the thing. But I want to try to get that off. It's kind of a snap-off plastic thing like I was talking about the covers usually are. But, Yeah, like I thought, I can't work with one hand, so got to switch to something else. Let's just do the wide shot for a minute here. Okay, now I'll go ahead and boy, my video is way behind what I'm doing here. Let me check my stream. This is taking a lot more jumping back and forth than the last one I remembered, or maybe I'm just tireder. Let's get over here and make sure our stream's still good. No point in working myself so hard if it's not even showing up. Okay, let's see. Takes a minute for it to come in, but yeah, I might be able to show that taking that cover off from that little endoscope camera. I finally moved that, laid it on its side, and it's not coming in very good. I'll reload it. Laid it on its side, and I hope I'm not having trouble with my internet connection or anything. If I lost my connection, then I lost my stream, of course. But I would still be having my recording because it's recorded to my desktop as well, to my machine as well. But yeah, it's live and still good. Okay, I didn't know how long it was. I've been going an hour and 5 minutes. Okay, everything looks good there. Let's go back to our preview and let's go to the Cranova. Let's see if I can get it aimed up at the switch. Okay, let's see. If I can reach it to work and still be at the mic, I'd be happy. Let's see. There's my screwdriver I was using. Yeah, this is where I wanted to be able to get to. Anyway, it's the bottom. I thought I'd try that first. Oh, that doesn't have any of those clips. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I'm trying to do it without breaking anything, if I can. And the wires are long, should be long enough to pull it on through. Let's see what we got down here. I can't bring it up. The wires aren't long enough for me to bring it up any closer to my little camera, though. Let's see. I'm going to just... in the full-size video, I bet I could pretty well make that stuff out, but I can't in real life here. Okay, you got a light. With the one with the green wire, well, I can see the color. I want the green and white wires. That's the green light that was coming on, the red one. Then, you know, it's got a red taillight lens on it, red and white, red wire and white wire. That's the hard drive monitor, activity light. I'm pretty sure that one's white on the front, but looks green when it's on. It's kind of funny. I guess it's a green LED in there. I don't know, but anyway, it's that bottom switch, the one on the bottom of the T there. Kind of interesting. I've never seen one made just like that either. It's got a little bit of hot glue on there. I saw that everybody on the internet uses hot glue to hold their electronics together, and I always thought that was the worst, chintziest way to do anything. Even a computer could get hot enough to start melting that stuff. So it doesn't take hardly anything to melt it. But good thing about it is it's easy to get off. And I did use it on my mom's computer when I excuse me, put her a new switch in it. Get my utility knife after that stuff. I got a mic and a tripod in the way, and I'm trying to make sure I don't cut my little self. There we go. Let's see. Those wires are so close together, you almost think they'd be shorted out. Where they're soldered on. Looks like they're soldered on. I gotta get I may have to get a better magnifying glass, bigger one, closer one. I do want to know if they're shorted out. Can't get closer. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Looks like it's blurry to me. I don't think it'll show up. If I gotta get closer, the tripod's down as low as it'll get. Maybe if I stood the machine back up, I think that'd make it worse. Got all the wires on it too. The cables are still on it. Okay, so no, I don't think they're actually touching, and I think that yeah, my thumbnail will go between them, and I think that hot glue that I pulled off of there was actually in between them, insulating them. But I do want, see if I can get that switch out of there. Top one's fine, so I don't need it out. That one's pretty wonky. Sticks in, but not in a good way. It may be what it's supposed to do, though, like I was saying about those. Usually the momentary switch is just in and out, it pops right back out. And then the start and stop switch, usually, a lot of them, they go in and stay. This one will do both, so it's not working right. Oh, it looks like it can go through either way. That's weird. It's got a clasp back here that would let it go that way, and then it's got the clasp on the front. I think it would go the other way better. It looks like I could get it out the other way better. If I can get push from the back side, and I do have this unplugged. And it's, this is not 110 volts. This is 12 volt switch too, so, or even less. It might be 5. I think it might be 5 volts. But it's pretty tricky to get out of there. I'm using my needle nose as a spreader is what I'm doing, but it's still tricky. Guess I'll try a screwdriver this time. Of course, I'm not in the best of situations here, trying to be at the mic and be in front of the camera and all at the same time, but I'm not. I do have both hands. I don't want to break those things. The switch, well, the switch I have is not going to fit in there right. Anyway, it would have to be hot glued in there. It's round. But I did that on my mom's and it hasn't ever come out for quite a long time. So I guess as long as you don't have it near the processor or the hard drive, really close to the hard drive where it'll really heat up, then it'll be all right. I was saying how bad hot glue is, but it almost wants to come out of there, right there. But it hurts my finger to push from back there that hard. There's that short screwdriver. Oh, it's in my hand. Okay, let's see if I can put that short one back here and push. Oh, I think it just did it. I was going to get another one to move the... let's just try the needle nose. If I can move it over just a little bit. It's slanted. You can't get a hold of it. There we go. I actually think I did it without breaking the tabs, too. Okay, let's see what this little switch looks like. Oh, now it's going to come on out a little better. Well, that's good because now I can put any switch I want on there. And yeah, I'll just have to get a switch. Probably what I'll have to do then is stop this video, go find a switch and everything, then start another one. But yeah, they weren't shorted out. I mean, I just can't see. They're very, very close, and the insulation that was on them I can probably use my screwdriver as a jumper. Insulation that was on them is really not. Well, you know, they had that black insulation over the wires like that heat shrink, but they didn't slide it on down to over the rest of the solder. It's a solder joint. You can probably see that on the video there. They didn't slide the insulation down. The heat shrink. They just blobbed some. They don't have any on the other one, so it's actually it's done. Looks like it might be done right. Yeah, it goes all the way up to the edge of the switch. The heat shrink does. So this one, I guess the heat shrink didn't do right, so they just blobbed a little hot glue on there and said, "Call it good." But I think the problem is the switches went out, though. Yeah, it won't. It's not. It goes in and sticks, and then the next time it'll come back out. Just needs a new switch. But I have one that should work out there in the garage. I think I have another brand new one, or I know I have at least one working computer switch that I pulled out of an old computer. It's like one that had a bad motherboard and stuff. I've been saving stuff for last few years, stuff like that. I started realizing those old switches are going to last much longer than what you could buy brand new. And the one I had, probably bought it at least 10 years ago. And it still, wasn't made nothing like the quality and durability of the old ones that are in the older computers. Older than this. These are the years when they started putting the chintzier stuff in them. And even the newer ones, like the one that I was talking about, I fixed for my mom. I have an identical case to it. I have two of them because the first one, I ordered a whole kit from Tiger Direct. I used to get stuff from them back when they didn't even have desktops anymore, I don't think, hardly at all. But anyway, I bought a whole kit, and the case had plexiglass sides in the case, and it had been broken. And so they sent me another one. And so I had two of them. So the one with the broken plexiglass I put an old computer parts in it and made a new computer with a new motherboard. It was one that had a bad motherboard. and all of its parts in there, and then hers I built like planned. It's a dual core Athlon AMD dual core with 2 gig of RAM. And it's great. It needs operating system upgraded now, but updated. I'm running Linux on it, but I need to put a newer version. But it's been a good machine other than that switch going out. And the switch on the other one, which actually I turned on and off every day for all those years until about a year ago when I got this quad core, or maybe even not a year ago, 6 or 8 months ago. And then that switch still hadn't gone out. But hers did, and she hardly ever turned hers on once every month or 2 or 3. Used to. She now gets on there once a week to order groceries. But, yeah, I got them spread out now just by pulling on them with my thumbnail. But I do not believe that was the problem. I'll see. Okay, now I've got it. How funny. It almost seems to be acting normal now that I've been around on those contacts. Could have been, it acted up once. Yeah, it's acting funny again. I'm not sure what position it's in now. So let's see. With that thing on its side. Okay, so it didn't. Oh, it did try to come on. Light came on. Where's this switch at? But it's not running. It's just a green light on. So reset switch doesn't make it do anything. So it must still be on. And it only has the 2 wires, by the way. It doesn't have any extra wires, so it may be it may not be momentary. It may, but the thing is, well, it could still be momentary. That may be why that. So I could, let's get it up here. Doesn't do anything. So it must still be connected right now. I mean, that's why the light's on. If I can get it to let loose. Probably has bad memory too on top of everything else. Now it's going in and out just like it should. I think me spreading out those, I think it, whatever was hanging it up, there's probably some broken plastic or, with a spring hanging on it or something on the inside there. Now it seems to be acting normal, but it's not connecting normally. But it was not hanging in anymore. I'm kind of afraid I'm running my USB camera too long again for my machine's power, what it can do. Could be running. No, it's not. Could be running. I'm sitting here looking in the side of it. No, the fans aren't running, nothing, just a green light on, which is weird. So that means something's wrong. Me diagnosing the switch, and it turns out that it's the RAM. The switch was acting weird, no doubt, but now it's not. I guess I should take that RAM stick out too before I just decide. But what I'm thinking though, with the green light on like that, is that the switch is not letting go like it should. But you'd think it would after fiddling with it like that. If I hold it in, will it make it? Well, the machine's not running, so it ain't gonna do that. And me putting the jumping it with the screwdriver doesn't do a thing. because it's already connected inside the switch, I think. So let me check on my. I want to check on my machine and see if it's using up all its resources. It's fine on RAM, but it's 49% on the. I guess it can handle that. But let me switch just for a little while to give it a little rest. Okay, and of course you can't see what I'm doing there, but yeah, nothing is spinning. I mean, the machine's not on. It's just got a green light on. So I think I'll take that RAM out and just look at it. Oh, sorry, my camera was looking like it was about to come off of there. Okay, there's the fan. Where's the RAM? It's back over here. Oh, there it is. Just can't see because of that. So that's about as good of a shot as I can get from there. Looks like 256 megabyte, just like I figured. And yeah, PC 2700. Of course, it doesn't matter, especially with these older ones, older RAM sticks. If I got a 2100, it'd work with it. It just make this one run slower. You really can't really tell any difference. What you can tell is if you got more RAMs. If I could get even 512 megabyte in here, it would be a heck of a lot better. It looks like a brand new stick of RAM. Samsung RAM. So probably, if you were reading, you probably saw that a while ago. I could just barely make out the size and all that stuff a while ago, looking at my preview screen. I want to make sure it's in the right slot. Yeah, that was the right one to start. It was in demo. I'm gonna stand it back up this time and plug it back in, and maybe I can show or see. Okay, light's still on like it was before. I don't suppose anybody's wired that wrong. One of those wires was hung up on something. Oh, it was probably a keeper on the side where it belonged. I don't know, I think it might have just been hung up on some of the carriage for the... I think it's hung in the on position. That's what I think. Oh, I pulled everything away from the camera, didn't I? Oh, that might be better. So you can get it really close now. But yeah, those were almost touching to where I couldn't really tell by looking. But see, that was sticking in a lot. Now it's not. But internally it must be broke because that light's staying on. Either that or it's plugged in wrong down there. I'll look and make sure if I can see if I can tell by looking at it. Because there's always a possibility that Jeff was trying to fix it and he plugged it in wrong and left it that way. I've done stuff like that before. I try to always put things back the way I find them, but sometimes I forget or don't remember how I started because I wasn't paying enough attention. That switch is not hanging up anymore, though. After me just spreading out those two contacts away from each other, I wonder if it did this before. That's why that hot glue was in there, to try to keep them spread out. Whatever the reason is here, that light is just staying on. But the thing is, it booted straight up and ran until it wasn't running good. Man, you know, remember I thought the memory might be bad. But it is jumping in and out perfectly now, like it should. And it doesn't, unless of course it's, but I mean, it acts like it's okay now, but it's not like hanging in, you know, like some switches will, you push them in, computer switches, you know, like I was trying to remember how this one should work. Some of them, when you push them in, they stay about halfway in, and then you push them again and they come on back out. I really can't tell by looking at it, even though on that big view. Looks the same to me. Of course, it's not working right either, so now let's look at our wires. I've left my light on. Let's see. Yeah, I'll lay this machine on its side again. Okay, now you can see what I can see, sort of. So let's see if I can look. I don't know if I can read any of that. I was hoping I could read it with the camera, but can't really get any closer. I mean, I could if I folded up the legs. I may do that in a minute. Yeah, it's only made to go on there one way, so it's not as tricky as some of them. I don't know if I can get that in the camera now or not. Oh, I bumped into it or something, didn't I? I had it all just right. Let me just stand it back up. The way I had it was better. Okay, so, yeah, see, it's got a little plug that, and there's no pin on that where that belongs. So if you try to put it on there wrong, then you're gonna have to break something to put it on there wrong. So, yeah, so I don't think that was on there wrong. I mean, it wouldn't have ran at all if it was. So either our switch is completely bad, which I think it probably is, but the fact that it had that memory looping crash makes me kind of go, okay, so is it really just bad memory and the switch was kind of out of whack, but I got it working right now? Well, but I never seen memory cause the light stack crazy like that. It should try to come on, and it would usually, when the memory's just flat not working right at all, they'll usually beep at you. Like if you don't have your memory in the slot all the way, or wrong type of, well, you can't really plug in the wrong type of memory, but different. Usually it's when there's memory's not in good, or you don't have any in it at all, or whatever. So I think I got that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's get this stood back up again. Or turn around again. It doesn't necessarily have to be stood up, but there. Yeah, that's just kind of the main thing. What I was going to do was, well, I already did that. I fiddled with the switch and everything. What I was going to do was jump it, like temporarily. See if doing that would make it come on right. But it seems to be hung. Probably is supposed to be temporary, and it's hung on. light is on again. So, guess you can see that. So, I think the switch is just flat. Even though I've got it springing back and forth again, reset switch does nothing. That's probably because it's already engaged, as if the reset switch was being held on, is what I'm saying. Because it probably is, what I was thinking, it's probably momentary. And, see, holding that in. Oh, it made the light go out. Okay. Now, instead of using the switch, I'm going to use my screwdriver as a jumper. See if it tried to come on, but it didn't. Light stuck on. Okay. Maybe it is some memory then. See if I hold it in long enough. Okay, it went off. Okay, now hitting the switch one time, just like normal, it just light came on, but the machine won't start. I was happened to be looking at the CPU fan that time. So maybe it is the memory. Maybe it just flat can't start, but for some reason it's not beeping at me. Okay, it went out. Tried it. The CPU fan just spun just a quarter of a turn. And they'll do that sometimes when there's something wrong. Okay, now it'll go off. So that switch was acting goofy, but now it seems to be acting okay. And since either me, holding the screwdriver in there, or that doesn't make it come on. It made the fan spin a little bit more than a quarter of a turn. Okay, now that's how just Yeah, that doesn't make it. The light stays on. So that's what it does. I think maybe it is a temporary switch, like I was thinking at the beginning there. But let's see now it just moved, a little bit, and the light stays on. So it latched on, see? That made it latch on and complete the circuit. But the switch doesn't continually stay connected, physically connected. It causes I don't know how to say it right, but electronic switch inside the motherboard to latch on, like maybe an electromagnetical switch. I don't know, or a switch inside of a chip. Like a circuit's electronic switch. I read about this junk a lot, and I can't even think of the right words. I've read about how that kind of thing works. I kind of got the idea in my head, but there are switches, inside of chips that when they get energized and they stay on. And I don't know enough. I can't remember enough, or don't know enough. Can't remember enough of what I did read and watch on videos to try to rehash it. But I'm starting to think that now the switch is okay. It was acting really weird. Let me unplug it. It was acting really weird and sticking in and going sideways and stuff, and now you can't make it do it to save your life. And it all happened after I spread those out. They were all squished up next to each other, and after I spread those two solder joints out, those two connectors that are going down, the physical connectors that go down into the switch, it straightened up. Yeah, I straightened them up, and it straightened up its act. There's a hole in there. I don't know if the video can show that hole, but there's a hole by the red. I'm wondering if something's damaged. I can kind of see it. It almost looks like a melted hole. Don't have it. Don't have any extra wires, I don't believe. I'm going to leave those like they are right now. And I'm going to stop this video here in a second. Go out there, probably I'm getting kind of tired, but once I get into something, I just can't. I want to know, I want to find out what's wrong. But what I'll can do is see. I'm sure I have at least a 256 out there. I probably have enough to give it 512 megabyte of RAM. Well, there's only two in there. I might have two 256s out there, and see if it's the RAM. Could just be a bad RAM stick, even though it looks like a brand new one. Looks can be deceiving. Okay, so but now I don't have it plugged in anymore, but that switch just seems fine now. And me jumping it didn't make it start up. Now, if it would have started up with, like I got it in the condition where the green light wasn't on, and I jumped it with my screwdriver, and it did the exact same thing. So something else is wrong besides just the switch, I think, because that's only a conductor switch. So, me jumping it with a screwdriver is the same thing as if this switch was working properly. I tried it momentary, and I tried holding it, right up against both of them, and it didn't make it start. So I tried momentary and constant connections. So, and it did get a blue screen, and it said there was something wrong. RAM, it was IO errors, in and out errors, it was read errors on the RAM. So maybe that RAM stick is just flat and bad. Usually they're just not working well, but they're not inoperable. Let me get that out of there, and I'll go ahead and stop the video here, and go out and see if I can get that RAM, and and we will just I don't really want to take time to move the mic and everything. Just trying to see if I had one that had a view that would show. Oh, there we go. You can't see me. I'm right on the edge on both of them. Isn't that great? So, well, I'll just turn this, go get the RAM, and then I'll come back, start another one, and put a piece of RAM in it before I give up today. And if that don't make it run, then I don't think I'll. I thought that looked so nice and neat. That well, you can't see it right now, but that you saw it a while ago. There's a strap. I want to say bungee, zip tie on it, tying all the wires up. But all it did was fight me the whole time. I couldn't get the RAM. I couldn't get to the RAM. I couldn't see it. I couldn't do anything. I think I'm going to cut that off there. It never lets you. It lets you not. It won't let you do anything when that stuff's in. It's just in the wrong place. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go from here. Come back in a little bit with some more RAM. I believe I have some. All right, it's done, and we'll come back in a little bit.